Game 6 here, looking to bounce back after that unfortunate loss in the previous game. I got a lot of 2-drops in here, but I have a rule never to keep a one sigil hand unless I have a really good reason and I don't have multiple 1-drops or anything like that. We are going first, so that's good. Hopefully we can get a pretty good hand on the second one. This looks like the kind of hand that we are going to need to lean pretty hard on this card in order to come back, as we have multiple 5-drops. We misplayed with Harsh Rule last game. Hopefully we can stay our hand a little better this one. Question becomes, do I want to silence that with Desert Marshal? And I think the answer is no. Since my plan is to pick up a whole bunch of cards with Harsh Rule, the fact that it doesn't threaten me very much means that I'm not really bothered by it, and I'm going to have time to use all my high cost cards. I'm clicking rapidly through my turns so that my opponent doesn't catch on to the fact that I have an ambush unit that I can play. He's got 3 units in play. I might hazard the commander. That might be misplaying, but going 5 turns without playing anything is pretty suspicious. And if I can force out removal onto this, then I can use the Harsh Rule. He has a lot of cards. This blocks all his stuff. He might have a stun for it though, which would be unfortunate. So we'll hold off. Yeah, I don't want to get this, you know, dazed and then killed by an icebreaker. That'd be kind of bad. We're not taking the most damage here. Ooh. Okay. So here, he has 4 cards on the board. He has not yet gotten value out of the friendly Wisp. He only has 5 cards in hand. We have 7 cards in hand. I think this is the time to Harsh Rule. He cannot backlash it. So we got a 4 for 1, and it only cost us 7 health. I think that's a much better Harsh Rule than our previous one was. Yeah, see, there's the Charles Froskin that would have been very bad for us in the previous game. Oh, we'll just go with the Silverwing. If something stunny happens to it, we have the teleport. And I'm not too worried about getting hard removed. Yeah, so he had a whole bunch of stun cards. That card, however, will fall to our Desert Marshal. I think I'm going to play Awakened Student and Desert Marshal here, if only to get in this Silverwing Commander attack. Question is it worth playing Tinker Apprentice or leaving up Finest Hour? And I think I'm going to leave up the Finest Hour. Just as a additional insurance. The 1/1 doesn't really impact the board too much, and I don't have anything super exciting to boost. Interesting that he played that there. That could have eaten a 2/2 if it attacked. So here we are rewarded for holding up the Finest Hour, as we can use it to counteract his Static Bolt and keep our Awakened Student alive. The question of is it worth trading off is generally no. So we won't block. Here we draw a Time Sigil. So most likely what we're going to be doing is playing our Minotaur Ambassador and holding up Teleport with the My apologies. That was actually, I like to take a moment to say that that was a total misplay. I'm so used to playing my spells and sigils post-combat that I neglected to think about the Awakened Student of Power, which obviously now this guy's a 5/5 and would have been a great attack here. But I missed it. Hopefully those few points of damage don't cost us. That is a very determined stranger. This is best back on defense. This doesn't trade particularly well with his 2/3/3s now, since well, we have a teleport now, but it's still not the greatest of attacks. So I think I'm going to hold it back for the moment. So first we'll just attack with this guy. Play Tinker Apprentice on Determined Stranger, then Determined Stranger. And now we have a couple of big threats to push in there. Was wary about bouncing either of his 3/3s with teleport just because he gets pretty good value off of that. And that is a much better card too. His killer ability is used. Bouncing the 6/6 gives us a lot of tempo. But I think it's better to bounce this because you can just use the killer ability again next turn. And we have the Auric Bailiff to stun it if we need to. So because he has nothing and we drew Synchronized Strike, what if we just get in there with everything? It's suspicious, but there's no way with him having no power up that we do not get favorable trades here. See here, he's just priced into blocking, and we essentially take out his board, get damage through, and then we are able to play the Silverling Commander again. We've got an overwhelming board. He's got a 6/6, which is nice, but probably not going to do it. And that's enough to take him out. Okay, so the Harsh Rule 4/1 was much better this game. We had some discipline with our plays. We missed a bit of damage there with the Awakened Student, which was unfortunate. But we were able to get a good Synchronized Strike turn, and it eventually took us to victory. I think our teleport discipline was good. You need to get value out of that card, because if you're bouncing something with a summon effect, the opponent just replays it and they get a lot. So, that's another win. Looking forward to Game 7.